Welcome to Razor and Mac Reacts. Today, what we're going to react to, it's a couple of preachers.
Yeah, these preacher girls. I mean guys. My bad. Nah, welcome, y'all.
Welcome back to Razor and Mac
React. Hey, we back, y'all, with another one for y'all, man. We got some good videos for y'all on this one.
Yeah, today we're going to react to some preacher videos.
Preachers.
Some good old preachers.
Good old preachers. And these ones is going to blow your mind.
Oh, my Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
We're going to get straight to it, y'all.
Yeah, you already know how we do. Let's get straight to the video.
Let's get to it. Do it.
Understand the cost that is involved.
The cost.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors.
Wait a minute.
Close the doors. Close the doors. It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
He sound like Buddy.
He trying to get a bag.
He sound like Buddy. He sound just like the dude that we reacted to a while ago.
If we have 500 people give $10,000, we can raise $1 million in one day. Lord, I also break a stingy spirit because I sense that there's some heavy hitters watching me tonight. There's some people that can give 200,000, 300,000. They can give 50,000, 20,000. They had it saved up. But God, that's a stingy spirit on that.
Yeah. Talking about, you gotta know it is.
Yeah, he
sound like him, bro. They got the same voice and all.
40,000. It's just a small.
So if 1,000 people gave $20, that's $20,000.
$20,000.
You
so
sure?
he says 1,000 online. Yeah, 20 times 1,000.
You right.
20,000.
I don't know. My math bad.
Them small seeds gonna add up to a big pile of money for him.
$20, dog.
So
listen, y'all.
How much you think is going into the church? If he get that 20,000,
a lot, because they got to pay for the that building. That building, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it do cost a lot of money,
and the lights and all that. But he getting a lot too.
I said close them doors.
He's serious.
Dang, bro.
Ushers,
look how he looking.
close the doors.
He like,
close the doors.
wait a minute.
Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Like it's nothing wrong with it.
Like mob
It's
ties.
1,000 that's watching online.
Like a thug.
This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100.
What?
He's sweating. Hold up. He's sweating for that money. Look at him.
He is,
He
bro.
working for that 40,000.
He must owe somebody some money. He got to owe IRS or something, though.
Something, dog.
Because
Yeah.
ain't no way.
Yeah.
Did he just tell them to give him 100? Look how he looking. He like, I don't got
I ain't
no
getting none of that money.
I got bills to pay, cuz.
Can I get some of that money?
And what about me?
Because again, it costs to sit up here. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly.
Bruh. He got
Online,
1,000. He got
1,000 there
online.
and 1,000 at the place.
1,000. Yeah,
Plus 100 that the people sitting
I
in
wonder
back.
how good of a preacher he is, though. If he got 1,000 people.
I mean, he been doing it for a while.
I'm not like a religious person, which I just started reading the Bible like a couple months ago.
I read that thing
A few months ago.
like 4 or 5
so
times.
I've never been like religious like that. I always believe there's a God, higher power and stuff, but
I don't believe in religion.
Really
Religion is division. I heard about him, but I never watched him.
Yeah, I don't
A lot of these preachers that do this and making all these mega churches and getting all this money, I'm not too fond of them because they're using Jesus
to take advantage
and get money and control people. So I don't care for them too much.
Yeah,
I feel like it's fake. They just get money. Look at the chain on his neck.
Preachers should get paid for their service.
Jesus didn't get paid. If you want to go by what Jesus teaching, do what Jesus did.
I mean, they should get paid a little something.
I understand, but
a certain percent, a small
I'm not
percentage.
saying ain't nothing wrong.
Not no huge percentage, a small percentage.
Yeah, but I don't
like 10%.
But I don't. I mean, yeah, because it is a job. Because you got to get up there, you got to study, you got to give a piece.
They putting time into that for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, we put time into this.
And later on, hopefully, we get some money for it. Yeah, what you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, I ain't getting paid right now.
I know, but
in the
ultimate
future,
goal
is to get paid. Yeah. So I understand.
the ultimate goal is to grow. Not just to get paid though. We try to make everybody laugh too.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what we do. It's fun.
for
We
us.
like doing this, y'all.
It's fun for us.
That's
Yeah,
why
man.
we keep on doing it. We've been doing
Yeah.
it almost 2 years now.
Not no.
Well, not to
you
react.
was doing the podcast.
Well, you was there with me.
I
when
was behind
started.
the scenes.
Yeah, you was there when I
I'm
started.
the technical guy.
Yeah, he is. And
But-
you think they should get paid something?
Not no 20, 40,000 though.
He's just asking for $20 a piece though. That's not a lot per person.
Dog, $20 a piece, 1,000.
That's
That's
a
20,000.
lot of money though. That's
So
crazy.
they shouldn't get paid that much. Maybe out of that 20,000, what 10%, 2,000.
bands. Yeah, that's a nice little pretty piece.
That's still a good. That's decent, man.
for one day.
I'll be happy with that for
I'll
a day.
take 2,000 for a day. You got that for me,
No,
baby.
that's just for the 20,000. So
What-
if everybody give 20,
you right.
that's 4,000.
You right.
That's a good day's work.
I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk.
What?
Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it
Did
right
he
now.
just
Come.
snap?
1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints.
Wow.
It should have never gave you niggas money.
That's what happened. Because that's crazy, bro. So what I need y'all to do, I need y'all to go online. I got 779 people. Subscribers. I need y'all $20 a piece.
Sow a seed.
Sow a seed and sell annuity.
$20.
I know you got a $20 annuity. Yeah. Get out of here, buddy. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that right there, bro. It rubs me the wrong. It rubbed me the wrong way. He got it. He even apologized for what he said. He said he didn't want it to feel, bro.
He apologized for it?
Yeah.
I say recently a clip has gone viral with me challenging 22,000 individuals, virtually and in person, to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering held at the convention center with over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers.
So
In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to lead by example by sowing $100 that evening. I personally gave much more.
because you got it.
What the hell?
You know what? Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Some people have taken issue with a particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has
Been misinterpreted.
interpreted. Yeah, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as something.
A big head in the way.
Yeah, that is never. Okay, nah, fuck
You
this.
can find. But he apologized. He tried to apologize, y'all.
That is like holding people hostage, though.
No, he just said close the doors. You can walk out still.
Yeah, you can still walk out.
Now, if you would have said close the doors and lock them and don't let nobody leave,
Yeah. That don't look good.
it didn't look good.
for his image.
But how the media does, they made it seem like he held him.
But it ain't make it seem like, nigga, you saw the video.
Yeah, but how they what the tabloid line is?
Yeah.
He's holding them hostage.
Yeah,
That's not what he did.
The narrative.
Yeah, that's like clickbait.
Yeah.
That's like me going and putting a video. Marvin Sapp held him hostage, and everybody gonna go watch it because they're gonna. Yeah. But I mean, he was a thug though.
Yeah, he was
like,
like, hey, lock that door.
lock that. No, he was like, nah,
Lock the door.
y'all, you
Look, you think he was insinuating something? Oh, y'all.
look, chitty chitty bang bang. Better get in here and get that $20.
20, that
I mean,
dub.
20 ain't that much, but still, that's a lot of people, bro.
for he said 4,000.
4,000 people was there.
That's like 80,000.
That's a lot of money, bro.
I need to be a preacher.
Nah, it's not, bro. You're not gonna. You might.
couldn't be one, though.
Listen,
I
you
couldn't be.
might get blessed on this, like where we at right now, doing stuff like that. But to play and use God's name to like that, bro. Nah, I would never do that. I would never be like, God said you need to sow. And if you do stuff like that, come on, bro. You can't do that, bro. It irks me.
Those preachers with those mega churches, I don't trust none of them.
I don't.
None of
I
them,
don't
first of
trust
all. And to me, they prey on the weak.
They do. No, and then they try to give people hope. That's all religion is about. That's what I believe. Give people hope and this and that, and make people feel like it's because all that money that they give.
To me, that's weak, though.
It is, man. You giving all that money, you could have bought a house.
To me, that's weak because you depending on somebody else to give you hope.
Yeah, man. Give me 10%. Give my 10%.
Yeah.
You gotta give your 10% to me. No, bro, that's not what. That ain't 10%. They didn't never say give 10% of your money. They didn't have money back then like that. They used to give offerings like food or some type of.
But that was the currency back then too.
What I was saying, but whatever it was, but it wasn't no money.
But that was, look how long ago that was. Things changed.
They had currency. How you think?
So that was the currency.
How you think they got stuff? They had money back then. They had coin.
Yeah, but back then there was a lot of trading too.
Yeah, they did trade, but
that was currency.
You know, give me
that was currency.
Stuff. I'd never
back then.
That.
Nowadays, that's not like the one of the major forms of currency.
Give me
the major form of currency
is a paper.
Is a piece of paper and a coin. Yeah, the piece of paper. Back then, it was some coins, but your livestock was currency. Your bread was currency.
Trade, yeah, you trade.
Your fruits and vegetables was currency.
Yeah, whatever you could trade with.
Yeah, it's just different times, man. But y'all
keep on following these preachers, y'all. You're gonna stay in the po house.
In the po house.
They're gonna keep you in the po house.
Especially following the mega churches with people like that.
Keep you in the po house and talking about you gonna be blessed.
Look, he tried that.
Money.
He tried that with the $20. Next time he gonna try 40.
40. No, he already get the people behind him for the 100.
Yeah, but that's
he like give me a 100.
He just did that for leading to show them lead by example. You feel me?
Buddy, you saw Buddy in that picture. He was like,
I ain't getting that money. I ain't getting that.
What you get? I gotta go to dinner after this. We going to Piccadilly. Remember Piccadilly now? We going to Piccadilly. You know, Sunday you gotta go to that buffet.
Yeah. Or Shoney's
or Sizzlers. Remember Sizzlers? Yeah. Ponderosa.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get off this.
Yeah, we're going to get off that. We're going to get off Marvin Sapp. Now, we're going to go to another preacher.
Brought over into slavery, which wasn't right, but they got the gospel when they got here. And you know what? I bet you there's a lot of Africans that if they hadn't have been brought over, not saying it was right, don't misunderstand, not justifying the slavery and the situation, but God, I still believe, used it. And now I'm sure there's a lot of Africans that got the gospel, and they're in heaven right now because they got the gospel. You know, what would be better? For them to have lived their entire life in Africa free, doing their voodoo or whatever, and then down and going to hell.
He did it, Paul. Did he just say that, bro? Did you hear what he just said?
He said Africa doing their voodoo.
Doing their voodoo. How he said it, bro? You know what? He a Klansman, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
He wears a hood. He look like one. He look like one.
In his free time.
He's a grandmaster.
He's a grandmaster. Yeah, I was about to say he's a grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
Doing their voodoo.
Or what happened? And then they go to heaven. They get the opportunity. Now, again, it doesn't justify it. The ends do not justify the means, but this is how God works. This is what God does in the Bible. And we have black people in here. I don't think any of you guys were ever slaves. I was never a slave. It's like, white privilege. You were never a slave. You were never living during the time, unless you're very old, like 60 or 70 maybe, or 80 years old. You're never even living during a time where segregation was a thing in this country.
He is right.
He right there.
He is right, but he about to fuck up.
Look, he done lost every black
he lost everybody.
Oh, hell no. I wonder if somebody walked out like in the
that
middle
would
of the
have been funny if you could have saw that.
Yeah,
that would have
right?
been good.
They need multiple camera angles.
Yeah, they do. Nah, that's right. That's probably when they walked
out. If I was in there, I'd probably be like, I'd be looking at it like all the black people just to see their reaction.
Serious?
And I would be like, you know what? I ain't even leave it. I want to hear what
he gotta say.
This is funny to me.
This is funny though.
Yeah, it's funny. But
come on, bro.
But I would think that I'd be like he probably a grandmaster. I don't need to come here no more.
I don't come here
find me a different church.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you crying about? Nothing even happened to you. You're just making up stuff. You can't look at the facts that I was reading and just attribute that to some kind of white privilege. It's not real. Get over it. Quit having all the excuses. Why don't you take some responsibility for your choices, be content with whatever situation you were born into, and make the most of it. God's not limited to your situation. He can do above, what we ask or think.
Okay. Who he sound like? Uncle Mac. That sound like Uncle Mac, don't it? And you can get up and do what you want. You can be the president.
He's responsible for your choices.
Your
yeah.
choices.
Nah, look,
He's-
what's wrong about that
It's
part?
not wrong, but he sound like you.
Yeah,
he
he
sound like
sound
you,
like-
boy.
but-
That anybody sound like. I was like, this sound like Uncle Mac right
Oh,
there.
there's one part. Let me see.
Get over it. Quit having all the excuses.
Yeah, hold on.
Get over it.
I mean, what are you crying about? Nothing even happened to you. You're just making up stuff.
Now that part right there,
No,
this is
nobody
making up stuff.
No, people were slaves.
No, making up no stuff. People were slaves and stuff. But like I always told you, man, there's always been slavery throughout history.
I
All
understand.
different races.
But we not talking about
There's been
that.
injustices with all different races.
We're not talking about all over the world. We talking about in America.
I know. And it was an injustice.
Exactly.
But what he's saying is right. I was never a slave.
We weren't, but our ancestors
But
were.
at the same time, there is white privilege. I know that.
Yeah.
I know there's white privilege. There is white privilege.
It is.
There's light skin privilege. We
Yeah.
get extra
Yeah,
privileges
we do,
for
bro.
being light
we
skinned
do. White people.
over dark skinned people.
Yeah, they're not scared of us.
Yeah, white people like will be more
They're
inviting
little-
to
yeah, they
have
will.
a conversation
Come to my
and all that
house.
stuff. Yeah, we'll be able to come in their house.
Mac.
We can cross their threshold to get in the
Matt,
door.
come over. I'm cooking. My wife is cooking
Yeah,
potato salad casserole with raisins in it.
like we're less like look, we're less likely. Like let's say if we're working and going into a more prominent neighborhood,
They ain't gonna mess
we're
with
less
us.
likely to get messed with than
Yeah.
the darker skinned person.
Yeah,
I know
you're right.
that. White people have more privileges than us.
Of course.
But at the same time, there's nothing holding me back, and there's nothing holding that dark skinned person back but the decisions we make.
Yeah, you got to make decisions.
Because
right?
there's no white person coming up to me or coming up in any of my business saying, you need to stop this guy from doing anything.
Yeah,
He
you're
can't
right.
do nothing.
Yeah, you right.
Anything I tried to accomplish, no white person came up and tried to block me from that.
No,
Matter of
it's
fact, white people gave me the opportunities because they in positions.
Because they're
more so.
privileged to have that position
Yeah.
to give you that.
Yeah, but that's just got. Let's say if black people had the upper hand on white people. Let's say if it was reversed.
They said it was.
Let's say if it was
They
reversed.
said history was like that.
Okay, but let's say if it was reversed. I'm talking about
It
this
said
time
was-
now.
In this time now, if it would
Okay,
happen,
if black people were on top, then black people would have more privileges than the white people, dog.
they would.
It's just
But that's
survival
hypothetical.
of,
That's hypothetical.
survival of the fittest and the ones with the best weapons.
Nah.
They had the weapons, dog.
They did when it happened. Yeah. When
They had the
all
best
that happened.
weapons. They controlled this country from the beginning, dog.
They did, but now ain't no excuse. Now,
They had a head start.
you know, I think white people going extinct.
Yeah, but ain't no excuse for black people for
It
to do
ain't.
nothing.
It ain't. But it's not easy. Like
It ain't easy for white people.
think
Dog.
about
You know, white people.
but
white people are
I know,
poor,
but
dog.
I know it's a lot. I ain't say they ain't. I'm not
Most
saying
white people are damn.
But
living
like you
check to
said,
check,
it's
just like black
it's
people.
the choices that they make.
Yeah.
They can get way better opportunities than us because of.
But you don't hear them crying about the shit.
I
Like
mean, I'm
niggas do.
crying. I mean, stop saying.
Black folk be crying about the shit.
Yeah,
dog.
I mean, but you gotta look at the past, man. It's ingrained in the DNA, bro.
Black folks, you know, and look, I know I look Spanish,
But he black.
but I'm black and Puerto Rican.
He black.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now,
100%.
this hair fool y'all.
And Puerto Ricans are
but
black.
I'm black. I'm black and Puerto Rican. Never met my dad. He's Puerto Rican. My mom's black. I've been raised by the black side. So to me, I'm black.
Well,
I'm black
same
and
here.
Puerto Rican.
I'm black.
But
I'm
I
black.
feel black.
I'm black and white. I was raised with my black side.
Yeah, but
And-
mainly black.
Yeah, no,
Man,
but,
pretty much
but
all black, man,
they,
yeah.
they say you are who your daddy is, so you
Yeah.
Puerto Rican good.
I'm black. Yes, I'm Puerto Rican. But I can't speak no goddamn Spanish. I need to learn that shit.
Poquito español, my friend.
Ain't nobody holding you back from nothing.
But
bro. It's
yeah,
just-
yeah, you're right because whatever decisions you make, that's where your life is going to lead you to what decisions that
Yeah.
you make.
And you
If
you make good decisions, more than likely, good things will happen.
Yeah.
That's not saying bad things won't happen because shit happens
It's
to
gonna happen.
everybody.
It's-
Stuff
no
is gonna
matter
happen
what.
to you. But you make bad decisions, more than likely bad things are gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
simple. People be acting like it's so hard. It ain't rocket science, dog. Mm-hmm. You do good things, more likely good things gonna happen. You do bad things, more than likely bad things gonna happen. More than likely.
There's some people that doing bad things and still getting good things done for them. I ain't gonna lie. When I was doing bad things back in the days, I was getting a lot of money.
Then you gotta look over your shoulder too.
No, I
It's
didn't.
anxiety and shit.
I had no anxiety. Hell no. I don't regret nothing I did in my past.
But what happened? What happened?
Shit. I ain't talking
ended
about
up
the
bad,
shit.
did it?
I ain't nothing
Did it
happened.
end up
No.
good? Okay, no. Did it end up good?
Everything happened for a reason.
Did it end up good or bad?
God didn't want me
At
having
the time, did it end up good or bad? It ended up bad,
is
guys.
bad? What is bad?
Yeah.
What is bad? You know?
What is bad?
You know? What is bad? So, you know, If you in Africa doing your voodoo,
doing their voodoo or whatever.
buddy, sure. I'm sorry, bro.
Voodoo,
So
nigga, hold up.
whoever go to that church, if you black, boy, get up out of there.
They
man.
left.
You can't look at the facts that I was reading and just attribute that to some kind of white privilege. It's not real.
He said it's
Get
not
over it.
real.
Privilege is
Quit having all the excuses. Why don't you take some responsibility for your choices?
You do have to
Be
do
content
that.
with whatever situation you were born into and make the most of it. God's not limited to your situation. He can
I don't agree with
do
that.
above, what we ask.
Well, make the most of it.
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about the situation that you was born into. So if you were born in the Congo, and then your situation was you got to go mine at 5 years old, the cold.
Yeah, that's hard.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
That's
don't
hard.
say that I can't go for it, bro.
He's talking about America, like you said. We're talking about it over
but
here.
still, over here, you still born into welfare, poverty.
But there's opportunities.
Hold up. Your education ain't the same.
It ain't the same over there, though. It ain't the same.
It's not the same.
as
But the
mining those
education
damn
still
diamonds.
is over here. They're teaching us to be workers. They're not teaching you to be no entrepreneur in public schools. Bro, I didn't know shit about being an entrepreneur in public school. All we knew was come to work, basically come to school on time, do your work, and go home. That it'll teach you how to be a worker.
Okay, now you just gave an example of the situation you were born in, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
You can change the situation you were born in over time.
You have to.
Okay, then.
If you want to
So
get out of
that
the situation, there's a choice.
As you can change, you can either stay
Or you
in
can
that mind frame, or you can choose to be better and do some
make a
different
choice
shit.
and do something else. You're right. You're
So-
absolutely right. There's plenty. It's I ain't gonna say it's plenty millionaires, but like
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And,
It's
and
enough.
that show you that it's possible.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. So, bro, you can't say that, man.
Yeah, you can.
Like-
yeah, buddy tripping. Sorry, buddy.
He tripping hard.
I don't agree with you on
He tripping hard.
I mean, I know agree with the end part.
Hey, not stopping.
Man,
What was in your way?
That part.
Stop
yeah.
making excuses.
Yeah.
People make excuses all the time.
White privilege doesn't exist.
I didn't never say that. I never said that. But people do make excuses all the time.
Hey,
bro.
boy, that was
all
Uncle
you hear
Matt.
is people crying. A lot of times, people just be crying about situations.
Yeah,
instead
instead
of
of
trying
trying to fix it.
how to solve that shit. Come on, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You gotta be strong out here. There's a lot of weak people out here.
It is. It is. All right, y'all. That was that one.
That was it.
We had a good time, man. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all go ahead, like, comment, share,
Subscribe.
hit that notification
Hit that
button.
notification button.
Yeah. Ding.
Check us out next time.
Yeah, man.
Until
Till
then.
next time. Peace.